Hey guys, welcome back to whatever this is, and on today's episode, this is an episode I've been wanting to make for a while now since I've started. So, considering everything that's going on in that fandom, this sure is kind of a giveaway. I want to talk about the Pokemon card game. So for me, the Pokemon card game is incredibly important to me growing up. I was lucky enough to live where I lived and grew up. There was a card shop that I was actually able to visit on a weekly basis and actually play the card game. It started out as they just did tournaments, and as time went on, we actually got more and more people, and it evolved into a league. And I always remember it ran on Sundays, and I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite thing to do, and that lasted a few years until the store moved. And it was a good time. And if you haven't seen what's been going on in the Pokemon trading card game fandom, I hate it. To get why I hate it so much, let me continue. So as I learned to play the card game through the Pokemon League and going to the tournaments, I ended up being one of the stronger players at the gym, and I ended up becoming a professor. Now, when I'm talking professor, I'm talking the professorship underneath Wizards of the Coast. So, when I mean professor, I was a Pokemon professor under Wizards of the Coast and DCI. I love the card game. I played it so much during that time period. And when I see what I'm seeing with people buying and reselling or clearing out a McDonald's of the card game, I don't mean to take it personally, but I kind of take it personally. As to me, I'm just seeing wasted potential that someone can't play the card game. And I'm aware, with everything going on in the world, yes, it is incredibly difficult to sit down at a table and sit across from somebody right now and play a card game. But all I see is wasted potential on what could be somebody's first Pokemon deck. As learning the card game helped me a lot growing up. Like, when I was younger, yeah, I was in a lot of things, so I didn't always have time to hang out with friends that went to my school. I had friends in the Pokemon League that I would play with, and those people became more of my friends at that time in my life than anyone. So every time I see that happen, I kind of take it weirdly personal, and I think to myself, man, that would really suck, as I would love to be able to teach somebody how to play the card game. Now, that being said, I haven't played in over a year at this point due to obvious circumstances in the world. But for the foreseeable future, I don't see myself playing it, as I literally cannot afford the cards needed to build a new deck. Every card I have is out of rotation at this point. The last deck I built was the Charizard Reshiram deck. Very fun deck, very good deck. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, can't play it. My favorite deck out of the recent plays, though, was my Gardevoir Sylveon. I like to refer to that deck as Pink Death. A lot of fun. But this card game meant so much to me, and especially sitting on it during the time when I did. As this was the time when Wizards of the Coast lost the license after a while, and Nintendo took it up. So this is one of the original Pokemon cards. This was part of the Professor program. I can't confirm this, but I was told by one of the other judges, because I was grandfathered in, apparently it still states that I'm a professor. I don't really know the rules anymore, nor would I show up to a tournament and claim that I did. But if someone knows, please let me know down below, but that's what I've heard. Because my digits are very low. Incredibly low. They were one of the first digits given out for the Pokemon player IDs. It's very, very low. I can't believe I got such a low number, but it's really funny going to tournaments, giving them your player ID, and they're like, that's not your number. I'm like, that's my number, put it in. They put it in, they see my name, and they're like, oh, I'm like, yeah. Very low. It's super funny. But this is one thing I got from that transition period, was anyone who was still a judge, they wanted to keep you playing, so they did little things like that. One of the more fascinating things that happened, though, during that transition period was Wizards of the Coast, instead of actually destroying all those cards that they had kicking around in their vaults, in just random places, in their warehouses or whatever, because they had to destroy it. They had to give it away or destroy it. And now, I don't know if this is true, but I would like to believe it is. But this was a very cool move by Wizards of the Coast. What they ended up doing was they sent out a ton of promos. They made giant boxes of just old promos that obviously they couldn't give away anymore. They weren't legally allowed to. They just had to get rid of it. So it was all promos in this box. But they sent a massive box when I was like 16 to my house with all this stuff. It even came with this certificate thanking me for being a judge at that time, as I was a master judge at the time, which meant I've judged 5 tournaments. As our league was very, very competitive. Very competitive. So we were constantly running tournaments and trying to encourage our guys to get better. We would lend cards to each other. We were constantly doing things to help each other out. Now, the one cool benefit of that is when they sent all that stuff, they sent a lot of stuff I hadn't even seen before when I was a kid. So I figure for the rest of this video, I'm just going to show you the stuff I ended up keeping. A lot of that stuff I either have gotten rid of over the years, or I gave it to people at the time in the Pokemon League because they were like, oh, I want that card. And I had like 10 of them at the time, so I'm like, whatever, candy, d. But it was all to encourage more play. Like, that's the point of the card game to me. If you're just gonna keep them, what's the point? Like, I get the nostalgic thing. Like, I have some cards I have 100% kept, but it was something I wanted to do when I was a kid, so I just kept them. So let's go over some of the cards they sent, because I still have them. Now, I actually just like to show this one, as there was a fan site, and I'll probably do a video on this later, as the Pokemon card game to me is such a vast topic I can just talk about for hours. This first page here, ignoring this card here, these 3 cards were actually made by somebody who became a friend for a while. She ran a website called Pokemon Zeo, and she made all kinds of fake promos. They were super funny, all jokes, and she called this the Baracus line. These were 3 I got from her personally. I got her to sign the Larvitar, which was her favorite. She named him Baracus, and it was great. Love this card, and they're all fake, so obviously I can't use them, but I could never bring myself to get rid of them. They mean too much. I gotta find it, I even have kept a drawing that she did for me on a random scrap piece of paper of a little Pichu. I still have that, if you end up watching this. So, they sent us a full, pretty much almost every promo of the original Wizards of the Coast runs of all the promos. That was mainly what the box was, so anything you could give away in a Pokemon League, anything you could give away like that came in like a special box, Cool Porygon only came in the N64 Pokemon Stadium, which was nuts. But they would send us those because they had extra. And from what I was told, it was actually cheaper for them to send them out than to actually just destroy them. Don't know if that's true, but that was something I read on the internet years ago, and I'd like to believe that. So please don't destroy that memory for me. But if you would like to, please comment down below, and please let me know if that's even remotely true. But yeah, this is the couple cards I did end up keeping. Was I did decide to keep a full set of all of the original 54 promos? 53. Plus the people count the Ancient Mew. So I did end up keeping the 53 plus the original Mew promo. Most of this stuff I've already gotten. It's funny, I could tell you pretty much most stories about all of these promos because I'd already collected them beforehand. There was only a few I was actually missing because it was either people I was getting them from my friends when I was growing up because they didn't want them. There was only a few in here in particular that I know was really difficult to get, which was really, really awesome. And that's something I'm going to keep, as this was something even when I was like 12 I was trying to do. Because I was like, oh, they're promos, they're special. They're better than sets because there's only going to be a smaller amount of them. And kind of, yeah, that was a pretty good mindset choice for me. Go me. But that wasn't the only thing they sent us, which was really awesome. At the time, there was giant promos. I don't have any of those anymore. I did end up giving those to our Pokemon League, and I know they've been just given out at this point. And I did actually have a few, but I knew somebody who was collecting just giant. They liked collecting the oversized cards. So I gave them to them, and they're like, oh my gosh, these... I've never seen these before. I'm like, yeah, just take them. You go enjoy them. And as far as I'm aware, that person still has them, and they really like them, which is great. Another thing they sent us was this Pikachu of the World set. This I had never even seen until I got this, but I think I think I only ever had the one. But this was really cool. It was Pikachu in 9 different languages. I know I opened it up years ago to take a look at it, and I'm kind of too afraid to open it anymore because I think the glue has like really stuck to the kind of plastic that's on here. So I'm a little afraid to open it again, but everything is in there, and it's really neat. They even sent us the Southern Islands set, which was really hard to get at the time. I forgot how it was actually distributed, but this was like kind of tricky to get. And I do have the full set in here. I am, honestly, nope, now that I think about it, I am missing the Onyx. Someone needed that for a deck because it was really good in the format. So anyways, guys, that's the journey that I had with Pokemon. I know I'm skipping over a ton of stuff. There is like a bunch of little topics I need to hit with this. So to me, this is a really broad topic. I will come back to this. Pokemon is always very near and dear to my heart. I love the Pokemon card game. Yes, this is still my ID that I use when I have been playing on and off throughout the years. It's a ton of fun. I have been meaning to get this framed. This isn't something that a lot of people have. It's really unique. And I knew I needed to record this when I was talking to a few people on Discord. So this is a much bigger topic than what we have here. I promise I'm going to come back. There are stories about how we ran our gym. There's the Pokemon Zeo website that I needed to talk about. So anyways, guys, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I think I made a lot of sense this episode, but please comment, like, subscribe down below. Take care. Have a good one. Always wear a mask. Get vaccinated when you can. And have a good one.